Okay, I'll get started here. Where can I start other than that is a very good football team. I want to give them respect they deserve. Kirby does one heck of a job. That is a complete football team. Very tough environment. We knew we had to play at a high level, and we had to execute and have disciplined execution. And I love our players and the way they play and how hard they play. We just didn't play very clean tonight and very disciplined against a quality team that will expose you the minute you get out of gaps, the minute you don't do things the way you're supposed to. And, they have some of that to do with it, and others were self-inflicted, started in early when we just didn't get lined up right. We have a good opening drive and just have a simple alignment. So a lot of things we could correct and get better. I'm still love this football team and love the way they work. We just have to have better disciplined execution when you play quality teams like this. So we'll get back to work.
Okay, if you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. We have several in the queue already. John Hale, go ahead.
Mark, what was kind of your thinking on that timeout at the end of the game? What message did you kind of want to send with your guys with one more chance to punch it in the end zone?
I don't know. I just, really, I don't know about the message, but, I wanted to score. That's a quality defense, and, you don't know whether things are going to play out the rest of the year, and we had an opportunity to score, so we did.
David?
How would you describe how Jordan Davis affects your offense and just trying?
I can't quite hear you. I'll try to make out what you're saying. But Jordan Davis, he's a heck of a football player. He affects the game all the time. Just very disruptive.
Nick Roush.
Mark, what did you think of the way that Will played today with all the pressure against that good defense?
I really thought he competed his tail off and played exceptionally hard and gave us an opportunity in certain throws, tight windows, and I think there's still quite a bit to build on, a lot of good things that he could build on from this. This defense is going to make a lot of quarterbacks uneasy. It's a tough unit.
Josh Moore.
Hey, Mark, you guys in the past couple of years have been able to run on them. I wouldn't say easily, but better than most teams have. What was the biggest difference tonight, you think, and they've been able to contain it better?
Yeah, it was disappointing to not be effective at all in the run game, and I think they have a lot to do with it. They are as good as I've seen them, and they know we want to run the football, and we want to have that balance, and they've got some difference makers at all levels. So again, I think you have to credit them, and there's things we need to do better, that we can do better and will do better.
Larry Vaughn.
Hey, Mark, your defense has been so good at not giving up big plays. I think Georgia had 10 plays of 20 or more yards. Is that just you credit them, or did you guys just not have a good day defensively?
Both. Or some plays, like there's a couple early, not early, in the second quarter. And, this is, with the type of explosive backs they have, if you're not precise, then they're gonna make you pay. And, we have one where we get one guy scraping a little too wide, a safety coming scot-free clean. Yusuf read it too fast almost, and they both end up in the same gap. Looks terrible, and get a 20, 30-yard run when, in fact, it should be a, 2-yard gain. So that's on us. But again, there's so many things that they do well. I'm not trying to take away from that. But we were not very precise tonight.
John Hale.
Mark, drop passes were a problem tonight in several situations. You've made it clear recently you need to recruit more receivers, but where do you see room for growth at that position in the second half to just get some more guys to be productive there?
Oh, we definitely do. Isaiah just got hurt late in that game. I hope he's okay because at the tight end position, he's becoming a weapon, doing some really good things. And, we need some guys to step up other than Wandell. Hopefully we'll get Josh back here soon. But, we need some guys to step up and compete and make tough catches or make routine catches. Wasn't very good tonight.
Josh McClure.
Mark, you're just spinning ahead a little bit. How do you take this and not let it turn into another loss? I know it's a couple weeks from now.
I really don't believe that'll be the case. Our team knows we have a good football team. They know that we could compete and play better than we did today. They have a strong belief system. There's so many things we could do better. They know they belong, and we have to regroup. Everything's going to be, 1 week seasons now. This one will be 2 because of the bye. But we have to regroup, learn from this once again, and have a great bye week. We're certainly beat up, but I imagine most teams are through this through, what's that, through 7.
You mentioned earlier the you never know what's going to happen for the year in terms of scoring there. How much are you kind of thinking a little bit about what this team can do, win 10, 11 games and maybe still be in that conversation, for the playoff?
Our team knows that we have a good football team, and we have to get back and have good practices. We can't get too far ahead of us. On any given Saturday, crazy things happen. It appeared to me that there were some different things going on today as well. I mean, this is college football. It's chaos at times, and we have to concentrate on ourselves and get rested a bit. But I'm not going to lay off them too far, too hard. We have to push through this. We have a team. We have a chance to have a good team and do some special things, and we have to get back at it this week.
Nick?
You mentioned the shot that Cummings took. Do you have any inclination the severity of that?
It's a arm injury. I don't know how severe it is. I don't know.
John Clay? John Clay?
Oh, sorry. Mark, I know your team's pretty beat up physically. I know you say you want to stay on it, but do you feel like from that standpoint, the off week comes at a good time?
I do. It is what it is. It's here. We've tried to push through pretty hard, ending on this 7-game stretch, playing here on the road with the number 1 team. Tough sledding, and that's the way it is, and needed to play better. The bye is here. We will take Monday off and just watch the film and then get back at the practice on Tuesday. So, yes, I hope it's at a good time. I hope we could get some guys back. I hope we could get some guys mentally and physically healed up a little bit this week.
Deuce?
Obviously not the result that you wanted, but what are some positive takeaways from this game that you can tell without watching film?
I don't know. I mean, we're not into that anymore. I mean, there's no moral victories. I mean, I think the only thing is our team knows when we execute and do things well, we could be a pretty good football team. We can't make mistakes against great teams. I believe this is a great team here. I don't know if there's many great teams out there in college football this year. I know this one we just played is.
Larry Vaughn?
Mark, I know you talked about the scoring the last touchdown, but just about from a confidence standpoint from your team, just going down the field and situations like that, was that important? Their confidence going forward? Do you think offensively, just going to drive the ball down the field whether you scored or not?
Yeah, I think the scoring drive we had in the second quarter was a good drive. It's not easy to drive. I don't know how many plays it was, but it was quite a few plays. You don't get many chunks against this group. So to grind it out and drive it down and score is tough. That's why they haven't given up very many touchdowns all year. So I thought that was a really good drive when the game was still on the line. Was 14. That made it 14-7. We had another good drive that we had our opportunities to either score a touchdown, certainly the field goal. We have to get that fixed. There's no excuses. That just can't happen. I mean, those are some big boys, and we've had some issues inside on field goal, and we're getting blown up in there, and we've got to get that fixed. And but that was a good drive, and it ended up with a field goal attempt that got blocked. But so yeah, we had a few good drives in there against a very good group.
Ivan?
Hey, Mark, I came in late. You said a couple of times you didn't like the way you played, but didn't commit a turnover. You only committed one false start in front of a very big crowd. You had 3 long drives. What didn't you like?
Well, I didn't like the outcome. I said it at the beginning, Ivan. I said it to one of the first comments I said to the team is I still love this team as much right now as I did this morning. I love this group. I love the way they play. I know they did a lot of good things, and I agree with you. This is what the number 1 team in the country looks like, and that's what we're aspiring to look like. We did some good things, and there's a lot of good things to build on, but there's so many things that were self-inflicted. And again, I mean no disrespect or taking nothing away from Georgia, because I said it 4 times. I think they're a great team, but we have to execute at a higher level when you're playing in this type of team, and there's execution issues that we haven't been making. And we did in this game in certain areas, and really defensively is really what perturbs me the most.
John Wong?
Mark, you said that it was so difficult to simulate what Georgia does. Did they do anything specifically that surprised you? And could you also comment on their quarterback play?
No, they didn't do anything different. I mean, everybody has wrinkles and tweaks and new plays, new looks, window dressing, but they're a good team. When they're physical and can run the ball in play action pass like that and keep us off balance, it's they did what they wanted. I mean, rushing for 166 yards keeps you off balance and sets up their pass game. So we'll continue to work at it. Stetson Bennett had a very good second half. They came out, obviously on a mission to throw the ball and got us off balance early in the game. They only had probably 10 or so attempts. It looked like at half. Not sure exactly, but definitely they emphasized passing it and keeping us off balance in the second half.
Dennis Dodd?
Mark, excuse me if this has been answered already, but why was it so important to call that timeout and then just score at the end, besides the obvious, but in a game that might have been decided by then?
Yeah, I didn't use the word, not exactly sure how you phrased that, so important. I don't think it was so important. I just wanted to.
All right.
Tyler?
Mark, it looked like offensively you guys wanted to try and attack the flats and use some screens against their defense. So what went into that plan, and what did you guys see to try and attack them that way?
Well, anytime you're playing guys that are elite pass rushers, that's always going to be part of the game plan, just to try to slow them down and try to create some explosive plays with their aggressiveness. But again, they're very well coached. Late in the game, we had one, they brought pressure, and it just took so long to develop. Their linebacker, very athletic, made one of our O-linemen miss, or could have been a touchdown or an explosive play, but they, again, give them credit. They made the play, we didn't. And so I think you always try to create some screens against defenses like this, and we had a few that were successful.
All right, last question, John Hale.
Actually, this is Tim Sullivan from the Courier-Journal using John's computer. Mark, there have been a couple of references on social media to your burn the ships speech pregame. Can you give us a sense of what that was about and what you were hoping to convey?
Really, burn the ships. I don't know where that came from. I might have said that, but that wasn't in my weekly discussion. We actually used a clip from a movie talking about no rope. To be honest with you, there was a scene that I showed them early in the week of a movie with a rope attached to them. So we had different uses for motivation this week. No ships may have just come out at the end there. I don't really even know what you're talking about, to be totally honest with you. But they maybe took a clip of that. But we had some other messaging this week that I used much more than that.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Yeah.